Okay, so as Lisa said there at the beginning, my name is Pauric, Hanlon, principal in Ardscoil, Mhuire in Ballinasloe. I suppose I'm relatively new appointment. This is my second year in the school, and when I arrived in the school, the Worldwise Global Schools project was very much established in the school. They had already been awarded their award, and we're currently renewing it. But I suppose we're very fortunate to have a number of members of staff who are very passionate about this project, and they looked at racial justice in the initial project, and now they've moved on to a second theme, which is about the ethical consumption and production in relation to fashion and sustainability, human rights and fair trade, which is, we're an all-girls school. Fashion is very topical and the girls are really interested in it. And I suppose from, world news point of view, it is quite well, documented about fast fashion, etc. So it was a good theme for our school. It suited our school, it suited our students. And the project is mainly located in the TY module, but this is what our aim for this year is to extend it out. And we went from having 2 teachers very involved with it. We now have 4 teachers in different subject areas. And this is something that we're quite interested in developing, because the resources that are produced by Worldwide Global Schools is excellent. They're very, very user-friendly, very colorful, aesthetically pleasing, and they're nice for, they can be used in many different subjects. But I suppose, like everything else, when teachers hear about a new project or they hear about something new, they just think, oh, I have enough on my plate. I don't want to get interested. I don't want to get involved in this. And especially if it's not, exam focused, or it's not going to, help them to, teach Leaving Cert geography easier, better or whatever. They think, this is something maybe not for me. But what we've found is that the resources are very relevant, and the teachers are engaging with it now, are finding them very useful, and it's a nice backdrop. So as I said, our theme is fast fashion. We would have been involved in things like junk couture and stuff like that in the past. We would have been involved in a lot of different, the students would have done, our LCA students would have worked with a charity shop in the town. The National Council for the Blind have a charity shop in the town, and they would have done some, activities where they would have raised, gathered clothing and stuff for this group. So I suppose it kind of works its way into a number of parts of our programs. It's very active in the TY program. The TY program very much lead it in their religious education time, and I suppose, like every school, religious education can be something it's difficult to find something that's of interest to the students. And the teacher, who's Yvonne McGlynn, who's very active in this, and Caroline Jackson, they decided that they were going to weave the Worldwide Global Schools into their RE program. And as I said, they did look at racial justice, and the grant aid that was provided for that theme allowed them to bring in guest speakers, allowed them to, facilitate, and bring in resources that really was of interest to the students, first of all, but secondly, that we wouldn't have been able to do without this project. So when they moved on to obviously in COVID times, it's a little bit more difficult now with regards to what you can do and what resources you can, bring in, and can you bring in guest speakers, can you organize trips out? I suppose this started off last year very surface level in our school with regards to, students doing audits of their wardrobe. What are they wearing? What are they not wearing? How much are they spending on clothes every year? Where is the clothes being produced? I suppose raising awareness about their own use and what they consume as young girls and women. And with regards to, are they buying basically disposable clothing? And then this year, which I think is really interesting, using the Digger Deeper kind of model that Worldwide Global Schools uses, they've now gone much deeper into the whole area of these kind of, although people might be donating clothes back to either for recycling or for reselling in shops, in charity shops. In fact, many of the donations that we make actually never make their way into the charity shops. They're actually exported, and they're actually creating a larger problem, a waste problem in many poorer countries. So in fact, the clothes are going back to these, and they're becoming these clothes mountains, what they're calling them, in some of these countries. So it's the girls are finding this a very interesting experience to research. There's a lot of resources available, a lot of documentaries that they can watch, etc. And they are like some of the things that they've looked at. I'm just pulling up here what they're in-class activities, they do a lot of work, debating, things like child labour, cotton production, what's the effects of that, fashion shows in the fashion capitals, fashion designers and their role in this, closed mountains, which is what I was talking about. That was something that came out of the Digger Deeper model, the role of charity shops. And as I said, we have a charity shop in the school, in the town, that we've worked with in the past, and we're working more closely with them now with regards to, even the donations that they receive, what percentage of those donations are actually resellable, and what percentage then have to go for landfill or have to go to recycling. And if they can be recycled, some of it can't be recycled. So there's a lot of reflection going on in our school. Students are very engaged in this. We have a number of notice boards around the school where the students put up their findings. We try to keep them updated as often as possible. And this has gone to Board of Management. The Board of Management have, supported it. It's discussed at staff meetings, and we're hoping that we're going to get more teachers involved through Action Week, where we kind of have a week which is a focus for this in our school, and we're going to ask different activities in different year groups to focus people's attention on the topic, which is ethical production and ethical with sustainability, I suppose, really in relation to fashion. So that's our project in our school. It's a nice project for our ethos, or the culture of our school. As I said, it's an all-girls school. We're a mercy school. We're all about supporting and reflecting on the needs of the poor. And I suppose part of this is where these clothes are produced. So it did fit nicely into our ethos as well. So that's kind of our outline.